I'm Jack's dad.
And I'm Mike's son. So today we're going to be talking about the Cornetto Trilogy. So 3 films by Edgar Wright.
Which are Shaun of the Dead, which was made in 2004.
Hot Fuzz from 2007.
And World's End from 2013.
Exactly. So we'll get on in that order. We'll start with Shaun of the Dead and work our way through it. So, Shaun of the Dead, what are your general thoughts?
Okay, as you may be aware, I am not a big fan of zombie films. But this one, I must admit, is pretty good.
It is, isn't it? I think it's the cast as well. It's a British comedy, a British cast.
Yeah, but I think with Pegg and Frost in,
yeah,
you're off to quite a good start.
You are, especially I think with Edgar Wright's direction of them as well. So it started with the sitcom Spaced, and then worked on into these films, and hopefully somewhere in the future.
Yeah, because I know they're both really pretty busy, especially with Peggy on Mission Impossible
And Star Trek. And
yeah, so hopefully they'll get back together again and soon and do another one.
Yeah.
But these 3, I think, are, I'd say, yeah, all 3 are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, but as we said, we're going to start with Shaun of the Dead. So it's been a little while since we watched this, so we might be a little bit patchy on remembering it. But what are your general thoughts? What would you say your favourite part is? What do you like? What don't you like?
Unlike zombie films, it has got a pretty good storyline. It's got a few, couple of well-known actors in it.
You've got Bill Nye, the
yeah, and they seem to be in all round about all the films.
Bill Nye is one of the actors who's in all 3.
Yeah, so you've got that sort of quality of actor. I think Pegg and Frost are pretty good in these.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's the story. I think normally with a zombie film, it's just like start finish. But this is like a start. It's got the middle in it. You know, it is a good story. So I would say for a zombie film, yeah, spot.
Okay. Something I like is it's one of your favourite words. It's not just part of the genre of zombie movies. It is a rom-zom-com. It's a romantic zombie comedy. Because you have the main storyline, obviously there are the zombies, but you have the relationship between Simon and Pegg's Shaun, and then his love interest, in that he wants to get with her during the zombie apocalypse, and he needs to prove that he is worthy of her.
Yeah, and he's a man.
Yeah. Something else I like is there's lots of references.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my favourites has to be the "We're coming to get you, Barbara." With we watched a few weeks ago, Night of the Living Dead. Obviously, there's when he's in the graveyard, it's like, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." And here on the phone, Nick Frost shouts to Shaun's mum, who is played by I can never remember her name. The lady who's in Doctor Who and Afterlife.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Good actress.
She is, yeah. To Shaun's mum. We're coming to get you, Barbara. Yeah. I like stuff like that. There's a lot of that in these films. Easter eggs, when we'll get onto, I think one of your favourite Easter eggs in Hot Fuzz towards the end. We'll get onto that when we get to there. But is there anything else you want to say about this?
I think you've got to take them for what they are.
They are comedies, aren't they?
Comedy, pretty tongue-in-cheek, and you've got to take them as that. The zombie film we saw the other day was supposed to be a zombie film, and to me it's just it wasn't anything. It wasn't one thing or the other. Whereas this, you know what you're going to get, you know, before you watch it, and you sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah, and it is very much an Edgar Wright film through the editing. It's got a lot of that choppy sort of the following the movement of camera editing. You've also got a good soundtrack.
Yeah. With
very fitting songs. We see that a bit more in Hot Fuzz. It gets more into it, but we do still have very fitting songs for scenes. I think overall, there isn't a great deal that's wrong with this film or room that you could improve.
And I think Pegg and Frost really do bounce off each other, isn't it?
They do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to Hot Fuzz.
What would you give that one?
What would I give that one? That's
score-wise.
I think it's going to be an 8.
See, I'll give it a 7.
Would you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about Hot Fuzz then? What are we going from that? What's your...
Hot Fuzz, I'd give that an 8.
Would you?
Yeah, I think out of the 3, that's my favourite.
Okay. I think we'll get more in detail on that in a second. But what do you like about it then? What do you think Hot Fuzz does better than Shaun of the Dead?
I just think it's comedy gold, to be honest. I really do. Just one-liners and things that they say to each other, and you know, it was just like one phrase of like when they all say, you know, for the greater good. It's just all the way through the film. It makes me chuckle all the way through the film. And when you've got actors like Edward Woodward in it, you know, people these serious Shakespearean actors, and you're thinking, and they're in this film, you know, and Timothy Dalton who played Bond, and they're all in this film, and they all do it perfect. And it's just the one-liners and stuff are just, it makes me chuckle. I've got a smile on my face from when it first turns that on to when it finishes.
Yeah, it's one of those films that it doesn't matter what mood you're in, it's always going to cheer you up, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
And having lived in a village, it is very accurate as well. Not so much the murder,
no,
but the
we'd like it to be, but unfortunately not. Yeah.
No, but with the sort of just the atmosphere and the way people are with each other and how everyone knows everything.
Yeah, about everybody else, and it's just like and you've got your little groups.
Yeah.
You know, and so the part that Edward Woodward plays, and he's the local.
His neighbour's watch.
Yeah, neighbourhood watch game.
Yeah.
All villages have got them, and all villages have got a guy like that or a woman like that. You know, that's we've got the clown in there again, or we've got the
crusty
statue,
jugglers.
Yeah, the statue man or whatever, and someone's complaining about him, and you're always going to get that in the village, and you say everybody knows everyone else's business, and it's just and the local policeman there, you know, he's eating cake and stuff, you know, because his son's been naughty, but his son's a policeman, and you think, oh. You know, I just think for now, so from the minute you start to the end, it's
Talking about one of those Easter eggs that's in there, you've got the final fight between. Okay, there's kind of a spoiler here if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Go and watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
But this is a kind of spoiler. At the end, there is a fight between Simon Pegg, his Nicholas Angel character, the police officer, and the supermarché owner, as played by Timothy Dalton. And it is kind of reminiscent of the final fight between Bond and Sanchez in Licence to Kill.
Yeah.
Because in the end of that film, I don't know if this is purposeful or if it's a happy coincidence, but at the end of Licence to Kill, you have the petrol shooting out of the oil tanker. They're on the hillside and they have a fight. Whereas here you have water from a sprinkler, I think it is, shooting over him as he runs
in the model village.
In the model village, yeah. I think it's very good. And something Edgar Wright does, I think he did it in the first film with little bits here and there, so you've got red on you, all that sort of stuff. But here, there is so much perfect comedy setup. Like, I think it's halfway through the film, two of the characters say to Nicholas Angel, if you want to be a big cop in a small town, go down the model village, and that's where it ends. There's loads of setup, and I think that is one thing Edgar Wright does so well. Simon Pegg wrote this as well. It's Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg on the script. The setup for later jokes is immaculate.
Yeah.
It's
and even from the local rag or local newspaper reporter that basically gets everybody's name wrong and everything wrong in the newspaper. So when you read it, you know his name's Angel and he calls him Angle. And it's just that, and then because then everyone calls him Angle because they think that's his name, and that is typical of a local paper. To do things like that, and we're with our age, you're saying
you put my age down as what is it, 42 and 47, something like that.
And it's just excellent. They've done the homework on a local village. I don't know if any of them live in a village.
I think Edgar Wright grew up in a village very similar, if not the one that's actually in the film, something very similar.
But no, it's superbly done. And what a local village Bobby would do in comparison to a Bobby in London, a copper in London. Copper in London's out catching muggers and murders and stuff. This guy's looking after or trying to find a swan, and that's what a local village Bobby does.
It is. It's just the little stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, super.
Yeah. And then we have our third and final. Oh, sorry, I'm out of that one. I give that a 10 out of 10. That's on my list.
I'll give it a 9.
You give it a 9. You've gone up, bumped up just in our conversation.
Yeah. The more I think about it, it does. Well, as you say, if you're feeling a bit down or you're not feeling happy, or whatever, stick it on because it does make me laugh from the minute it starts to the minute it finishes.
I think it's rewatchable as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You don't. It's a bit like the old Carry On films. You can watch them and you can watch them and they always make you laugh at some point. Always. It doesn't matter how many times you watch them.
I think something this does slightly better than old comedies like that is there stuff you pick up on that you haven't noticed the first time.
Yeah.
With things like what is there that you see that you don't? The character of Lurch. From the scene after the chase in the greenhouse, he thinks Timothy Dalton's cut his leg, but from that scene on, you see Lurch has a limp, and there's just little details like that they're just excellent. I think doesn't get better than that.
No, I don't think so.
Then you have the third film in the Cornetto Trilogy, World's End.
Disappointing.
I think that is the word that you have to use for this one. I don't think it's necessarily a bad film.
No,
but it isn't the level.
No, I don't think it's a bad film, but I think it's disappointing. It's like we've discussed before Guy Ritchie films. You see a couple of Guy Ritchie films, you think this is really good. Then all of a sudden he has one that's a little bit. I think these two are. This one was this is the lower depth of the three.
Yeah.
Which is such a shame because the story and everything about it and the way they all get together, the guys in it, and do their pub crawl and that. Great.
It's got a good setup, but it doesn't deliver, does it?
No, unfortunately.
No.
Even though it's got Piers Brosnan in it.
Yes, yeah.
Which you thought, it might, but unfortunately, no. All the guys in it, the normal people that are in all the others and the cast, but it just didn't have that. There was just something missing.
Yeah. I can't, honestly, I couldn't put my finger on what it is.
No.
It just doesn't have that click of. I think it's the other two. They're very much based on films that we've seen before. So like the first one you said zombie films. You don't like zombie films, there's a twist in that. Second one, buddy cop films, there's a twist in that. World's End, it's an alien film, but it's not really a twist on an alien film, it's just something separate.
Yeah, it looks like it's two stories. You've got the story of the guys doing their pub crawl, which they did many years ago as mates and all this sort of stuff, and then it seems to like stop, and then you put the alien bit in.
Yeah.
And it just seems to me that just doesn't gel.
No, I think with this, an idea. If they were to do a future film, I think it'd be better if they went based off something that's been done quite a lot. Maybe I know Edgar Wright's next film is going to be a straight up horror, but maybe something like Shaun of the Dead in a maybe an axe murderer sort of, as opposed to the Shaun of the Dead, something like that. Maybe a spy movie I could see them doing.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that there are options they've got, but with World's End, I just don't think it had that edge that the other two films carried.
No.
Which is disappointing because Edgar Wright, I think, is one of my favourite directors.
I know you're not a big fan of, I'm going to say Paul, with those two in it, but I think...
Did a better job of Aliens than this did.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And I just think, again, they had a lot of what was in Hot Fuzz was in Paul. A lot of the lines and the one-liners, stuff, like when they're in the cafe and he's having a drink with the firework in it and stuff. Those little things, I think, you could see that being in Hot Fuzz, but World's End.
Yeah, I think when you mentioned Paul, I think Paul has that element of it's a more stereotypical alien. He's got the long head. He's really thin and he's short. That is what you'd like, the sort of Close Encounters style alien. Whereas with World's End, they've got like the glowy mouths and eyes, and it's not really your stereotypical. I don't think it doesn't have that. I don't want to use the word spoof, but the first two are kind of, in a way, they're kind of spoofs of the genres.
As I say, I just think to me it's two films put into one. It
is. They don't. Like the pub crawl film is a film, and then the aliens are in that.
Yeah, it's like an afterthought. Let's put that on the end.
Yeah.
And that's why I just think I'm disappointed in that.
I think something we do need to discuss is why it's called the Cornetto Trilogy.
Right.
Before you do that, World's End, what would you give it out of 10?
A 5.
I'm gonna go 6. Yeah,
5.
I don't think it has the edge the others do.
No, I don't. No. Which is a shame, because really you thought that had gone on from Hot Fuzz to make a even better one, but unfortunately not.
No, and the thing is, before, I know it's not your favourite film, but before World's End, I think Edgar Wright knocked out one of his best films. He was on a 1-2 punch. He did Hot Fuzz, and then his next film was Scott Pilgrim. For me, that's a 1-2 punch. 2 films 10 out of 10, one after the other, and then he made this.
Yeah.
Then he's obviously gone on to do Baby Driver.
Yeah, so he's gone back up again. So it just strange, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know if it's just a script or what. I don't know.
But
Just was not as good as the other two,
No.
which is a shame.
But as I was saying, this is the Cornetto Trilogy. Cornettos. Go on then. What are your understanding of cornettos?
I think there's three types, isn't there?
There are in these films 3 flavours. Can you work out which flavour is which film?
Let's have a look.
What flavour is Shaun of the Dead?
Vanilla.
No. I'll give you a clue.
I'm going to hot fuzz. Is that going to be strawberry?
No.
Oh,
Do you want me to give you a clue?
go on.
Each film associates itself to the colour of the cornetto.
Oh well, then I think World's End is red, then strawberry.
No.
Oh, I don't know then. You tell me. I don't know.
Okay, so Shaun of the Dead, zombies, that's blood, that's red. So Shaun of the Dead is a strawberry cornetto. We see that when they're in the apartment, they have the strawberry cornettos.
Yeah.
And he also think he buys one from the shop.
Yeah, he goes to the shop and gets
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Then we have Hot Fuzz. Police are the blue. So
Yeah.
we've got is it vanilla the blue cornetto? I'm not a big cornetto fan.
I think it is the normal one.
Yeah.
The other one.
Which they buy from the shop and they shop. You want to go shop?
Yeah, gets a bit of brain freeze.
And then we've got aliens in World's End. Aliens are green.
No, mint.
Got the mint, and he sees the mint
Yeah.
wrapper at the end against the fence.
No, right.
So that's why they are the Cornetto Trilogy. And actor overlay in these films, I think, honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know all of them. But let's try and have a go. Can we name as many actors we can who are in all 3? Obviously, you've got Nick Frost, Simon Pegg. We mentioned
Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy. You've also got Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
He's in all of them. I want to say... I don't want to say Alan Partridge because I don't think he is. I think he's only in Hot Fuzz.
He's in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the... Okay, who else is there?
Terry Dalton.
No, he's only in...
Oh no, you're saying he's in all 3?
Yeah.
Oof.
Who is in all 3? This is probably really enjoyable viewing, just us.
Who's the guy with the glasses that tells them about the swan?
Oh, that is... what is his name? He directed...
I think he's in them, isn't he?
He directed Fighting With My Family. I don't know if he's in...
I don't think, no, I think Bill Nighy's about one of the only ones. Freeman might be in 2.
No, he's in one of the guys in the pub crawl. He's in Hot Fuzz as one of the police, and he's also in... I don't know if you remember, but you know halfway through Shaun of the Dead, they meet the other group of survivors, and they walk past. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
I think there's about 2 or 3 more. I know there's... I want to say it's the lady from Space, who's she owns that house in Space. She's the bartender in Hot Fuzz. I want to say she's in all of them, but I can't remember.
I can't remember. No.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But as I say, as it like a little trilogy, then yeah, I think they're
it's
okay.
a pretty solid trilogy, isn't it?
But just a shame about the last one.
Definitely. And I think if they do expand, what sort of films would you want to see? What sort of genre would you like to see them go into?
Westerns.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I know most of them are set in the modern day, but I think
Yeah.
with World's End they sort of changed that up a little bit by going into sort of the future a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
There's a wasp there. I could potentially see. I could see that. I think that'd be alright because obviously Edgar Wright's first film was Fistful of Fingers as the western. That's the only one of those films I haven't seen. So yeah, I think that's a good place to end that on now.
Okay. Cheers.
So, cheers, old bean.
To the next one.
To the next one. It's getting better, you know.